Good day. Our topic for today is all about illustrate and simplify rational algebraic expressions. Rule for simplifying fractions. So let p, q, and r be real numbers with q is not equal to 0. Then pr over qr is equal to p over q. How these things become like p over q because we cancel r. Because they are just the same, and r divide r is equal to 1, and 1 times p over q is equal to p over q. Simplify 30 and 40. Find the GCF of the numerator and the denominator. So they are both divisible by 10 if I'm not mistaken, right? So we can divide both numbers in the numerator and denominator into 10, and 30 divided 10 is 3, and 40 divided 10 is 4. So the GCF, I mean the simplified version for 30 over 40 is 3/4. So that's it, 3/4. Simplify 9xy squared over 15x squared y squared. So find the GCF of this. So I already taught you about factoring polynomials in our previous video. So we have 9. Okay, for this one, we can cancel this. Ang matitira na lang, we have x, no? For this one, we can cancel this, but we still have 1 here. So we have y raised to 1, or y only, because 3 minus 2 is 1. Kung nasaan yung may pinakamataas na exponent, yun yung doon may lalagay yung letter. Kung nasa baba, sa baba may lalagay yung letter, just like this one. And then 9 and 15, we can divide them both by 3, right? So this will become 3, and this will become 5. So for the final answer, we have 3y over 5x. So that's our final answer for this particular example. Okay, 3y over 5x, correct. So laws of exponents. Let m and n be positive integers and a and b be real numbers with a is not equal to 0 and b is not equal to 0 when they are divisors. Then this one, a raised to m plus times a raised to n is equal to a m plus 1. So we add exponent when we multiply polynomials or monomials. X cubed times x raised to 5 is equal to x raised to 8 because 3 plus 5 is 8. 3n squared times 4n raised to 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Copy the letter. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. Power of a power. So we have a raised to n times raised to n is equal to multiply m and n. Multiply m and n. For the n, it depends on the n when how many times you multiply the base. But for the m, same exponent, they are separated by a parenthesis. So we will multiply m and n. Example, x raised to cube times of this will become the parenthesis, right? Raised to 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. So we have x. And there's number 1 here. And there's 5 there. So it means that 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Okay? So we have ab raised to m is equal to a raised to m, b raised to m. So we will distribute letter m to all the numbers. We will distribute here and here. So we have 3n squared. So we have 3 raised to 3 n raised to 6. No, that's not the final answer. For this particular example, how it becomes 6. So we have 2 times 3, 6. 3 cubed is equal to 27. Okay? Am I right? 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So we have 3 times. So multiply by itself 3 times. The exponent dictates how many times you will multiply the base by itself. Then n raised to 6. Okay, the quotient of power. If m is greater than n, then m divide n raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a m minus 1. Example, a x divide 5 divided by x divide 2, that's x cubed. 22n raised to 6 divided by 2n raised to 4. 22 divided 2 is 11. Copy the letter. And then since the greatest exponent is on the numerator, so our answer should be on the numerator. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Now, if it is less than n, same as this one. Okay, so let's have the example. X raised to 5 divided by x raised to 7, so that is 1 over x raised to 2. This is similar with this equation. X raised to 5 over x raised to 7. Okay? So we can cancel this. That will become 1. And cancel this because 7 minus 5 is 2. So meron pang dalawang natitirang numbers dyan. So that's it. That's our answer. For this one, we have 11 because the bigger number is on the numerator, check. But for the exponent of the letter, the bigger exponent is on the denominator. So we have 9 minus 3 is 6 as our final answer. Quotient of monomials are simplified when the integral coefficient are prime. No common factor except 1 and negative 1. Each base appears only once and there are no powers of the powers. Simplify this one. So to simplify this, simple as this, s raised to 4 and s raised to 5. So since the biggest number is on the numerator, I mean the biggest exponent, so we have s because we can cancel this and that's equal to 1. For the t, we don't have any numbers that can be cancelled or subtracted to t, so we have t cubed. And 24 and 32 are both divisible by 8. So we can have here a 3, and then 32 divided 8 is 4. So the answer is 3 over 4 as our final answer. 3t cubed over 4s. Next, this one. Simplify negative 12p cubed q over 4p squared q squared. So, okay. So for this one, the biggest exponent is on the top. So we have p here because 3 minus 2 is 1. For q, we can cancel this and cancel this, but still there is 2 here. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we still have 1q. And negative 12 and 4, we can divide them. 12 divided 4 is what? 3. Since 12 is bigger than 4 and 12 is in the numerator, so we can write now 3 here and then negative. So our answer is negative 3p over q. 0 and negative exponents. If n is a positive integer and a is not equal to 0, a raised to 0 is equal to 1. And a raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. 0 raised to 0 is not defined. If n is a positive integer and a is equal to 0, is not equal to 0, then a raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. So, para maging positive yung exponent, gawin mo siyang denominator. Kung siya ay nasa numerator, kabaligtaran naman kapag nasa denominator yung negative, itaas mo siya para maging positive siya. So, example, this one. For this example, we have negative 2 raised to negative 1. To make it positive, okay, let's put negative here. So we have 2 raised to 1 or 2, simply 2. For a squared, a raised to 0 is 1 and b negative 3 is b cubed. Since all of the answer are in the denominator, we need to put 1 here. That's automatic. Okay. Now, rational expression is one that can be expressed as a quotient of polynomials and is simplified form when its GCF is 1. Okay, simplify this one. So first, get the factors. What will be the factors? I already discussed about the factors for the rational expression. So for this particular example, we can get x as the factor. So x, then x divided x squared is x minus 2 because x divide x is 1. X divide x squared, that's 2 minus 1 is x, and x divide x is 1, so matitira negative 2. All over, this is a difference, sum and difference of two factors. So we have x, 2x, right? Because we have x squared, so we have 2x. And negative 4 has a factor of 2 and 2. The other is positive and the other is negative. Now maybe you're asking how it become. You can review our previous video because it has a rule that says that when it is a sum difference of two factors, the answer will be A minus B. Okay, so for this one, we have similar numbers at the top and bottom. So we have final answer of x over x plus 2. So that is the simplified version for x raised to 2 minus 2x over x squared minus 4. Okay, that's it. With that, thank you very much for listening. That's all about illustrate and simplify rational algebraic expression.